Okay, here we go with a walk through the first lesson and what it should do. There are a couple of things I want to show you from the start. So you can see that there is narrative straight away. If that's not happening, you're not in the right version, or pretty much straight away anyway. One thing, if you can hear me over the thunder, one thing that you do need to know how to do is there are a couple of secret hidden commands that will help us troubleshoot if things do go wrong. But this walkthrough is going to show you what should happen. So I've been talking over the narrative as we've gone, but that's where the narrative stops. There's no more narrative. Students can walk around here. Hopefully fix that. Yes, they can't get out of this house. They can't build, they can't break. They can go into showers and bathrooms and things, but fundamentally they can't leave this. And the story is that it's rainy and horrible and they might as well stay inside and go and play on their computer. As soon as students sort of walk in here and walk up to the computer, they end up travelling through the computer into the screen. And this is as good a spot as any now that the storm has stopped to talk you through the command to debug. So there is a slash function debug command. When you do that, it brings up any scoreboards and any tags. And it also tells you the version. So at the moment we're running 0.5, released on the 22nd of September, which is spelt wrong. funny. And it shows you, scoreboards and tags. If you do come across a bug, let me know, but run that debug command so that I know what version. And also this, I'm actually going to pause the recording and I'll be back in a second. So I've just edited the command so that it tells you, it teleports you as well. So you'll get a version number, you'll get your coordinates on screen, you'll get the scoreboard and the tags. If you can capture that information, so if I were to screenshot from here down, right, you don't need all of it, you only need to tell me what version, right, that's what I need. That information there is the key to helping me squash any bugs you might find or any behaviours that don't align with what you see throughout this video. Okay, now back to this. This first part works as it did it before, only I've tightened up the controls a little bit, so now it's a little bit more specific. So it should trigger each and every time, and then you're allowed out. Again, the narrative is on the side. I'd be interested to know what you want that narrator to be called. You'll notice the narrative at the start had self as the person, as in I was thinking it, or the player is thinking it. But whether this is command central or whatever, I'd be interested in your feedback and thoughts there. But again, this bit happens just the same as before with the narrative. And then the game starts. Move to your right. Someone mentioned that. I've sent this to someone else. The diamond block on the floor over to your right. And on that, I actually have, while we're here, an issue tracker. So you're welcome to add anything in here. I might change this to screenshot or text copy or whatever of the video. These bits are for me, so don't you worry about these bits. But if you guys record these, so this is 0.5, 0.5, now they've actually tabled it. So what date, who you are, what version it was, which comes out of that screenshot thing, what type it is, whether it's cosmetic, minor, game breaking, where you are. So normally that would mean what's up on the side. So you can see at the moment it says player movement tasks. So if I bring that window back up, player movement tasks is where that is. Now he said don't block on the right, it's on the left, and I'll fix that in the next version kind of thing. I'll probably fix that in this version, and then that line I will make green basically, so, and then move it down the bottom. So put your bugs up the top here as you find them, and I will send you this link as well. Alright, so continuing on, I've got to do the player movement game, the player movement test. You'll see I turn the lights off to make it easier to find it. There's also audio feedback now, which has been there for a few versions, but you might not have realised if you play without noise on. While I'm here doing this, what's your highest score? I think mine's 27. I've played it a few times now, but I think the lighting helps you spot it easier. Oh, test complete. I was thinking where we've got testers resetting, instead of putting that up, I was thinking we might put a sign on the diamond block, feedback again, a sign on the diamond block saying test resetting, please come back later, and then again, instead of the narration on screen, when the testers reset, have the sign gone so that they know that they can go back and have a go. But now we go through here, and there was think about as the door closes again. That's the plan anyway, but I haven't recorded that. Let me know your thoughts. If you press, obviously it doesn't work. On some doors, if you press the button when it's red, it tells you no, you can't go through, and tells you what you need to do to make it happen. Let's fix that right now. Ooh. Right. So you come in here, you're just told to press C when you're standing on the gold block. I do want to say there's a bug fix here. Not a bug fix so much as a player fix, I guess. If you don't happen to stand on the gold block, you haven't been yet taught how to move your agent around. So no matter where you stand, when you summon your agent, he'll actually summon on the gold block. And I did that to make sure that the narrative continues. So that's where Trisha's narrative comes into play, which is sort of like this one. So make sure you're using the make code narrative alongside from this point on. So as soon as you press C, start looking at Trisha's narrative, it should tell you to build the TP. And then the game, when you go back to the game, it tells you to use that TP command over here. And then it go back in, and then you would create turn, I believe Trish had. And then you make him turn, and again it picks that up. And then you go back into Code Builder and do write. I should have them in a different order. Then you come back in and do write. Oops, that's not how you spell write. And it triggers that. And then it says, again, the narrative says to build break in the make code, and then it tells you to go through the door. And then there's the special sound again that I haven't recorded. And then there's a bit more narrative here. Now this has changed as per your request. We're now down to 5 gold blocks. And let me know what you think about colour. I've used it a few places, but not very many. So if you want it in more places, let me know, because we can do it. I can't get in there until I actually TP the agent here. It's just a little gate there to make sure that they actually can do that. And they come in here and break these. Do you want sound feedback here when they're done? Visual feedback? Or is the gold block disappearing and the score going up good enough? So let me know what you think. So they come through and they do all 5 of these blocks. And then they're allowed through. Again, fancy door noise. There's a lot of narrative there. So feedback on how we can simplify that. I'm not sure how. The 2 minutes is a farce. Speaking of which, Trish gave me another thing to fix. Difficulty peaceful. So that fixes that issue Trish saw today. There's a lot of narrative there, but I think it's needed, but whether we split it up into 2 sections or something, I'm not sure. But let me know what your thoughts are. So game starts. And there's auditory feedback here as well. So you get the noise in increasing things. And you get the visual cue here. He needs to turn right. Left this time, which is not left, it's not run either. And so on and so forth. Which way has he got to turn? Both 180. How many more? We've got to do 2 more. He's got to turn right. Talk about teaching kids directional stuff too. He's got to turn right again. And then we get the test cancelled, incoming urgent mission, and you're told through the narration to go through the green teleporter and briefed on the ATSC, which hopefully we'll find out what the ATSC is when we get there. So theoretically you now go through the teleporter and you end up on the ATSC. Interested to know if you want teleport sounds. I've been having a bit of a think about some of that sort of stuff as well. But the narration says come out of the teleporter and we'll start the briefing. And the briefing starts. So below us is a village. Troll I was going to make red, I just haven't done it yet. Again, feedback. And what colour do you want the agent? Because I feel like the agent should be a special colour. What colour is he? He's got white at name, doesn't he? Interesting. And then you're allowed through the teleporter. I need to fix that. How am I going to fix that? I need to be in adventure mode here. Okay, I'm going to report that back in a tick. Okay, bug reported. Okay, so we've had the narration. We go through the surface teleporter, and you can see we've got 20 blocks of obsidian to remove. So if I bring my agent here, he's actually facing the right way already. We break that, we get 1. Oh, he's blue. There you go. We get 1 score for our obsidian. You can see there are sparkles. That happens, I think it's every 30 seconds or so, depending on how close a villager is to the obsidian. But that's sort of my way. It's like halfway between a treasure hunt. Actually, better off standing this side. It's halfway between a treasure hunt and a sort of coding mission. Dang it, wrong way. It's bound to happen sooner or later. So you can see we just go through and do that. Now, I'm in survival mode, so I can break blocks. However, if I do, okay, we get a warning. We get a warning that states don't do that. And Trish and I have decided they'll get 5 warnings. On the 5th warning, they get teleported back up to the ship and get a stern talking to. So feel free to explore that. And if they get 10, if they go back and continue to break them and get 10, they actually fail the mission and get reset back to the previous checkpoint, which is the sort of final game for that section. So theoretically, I could just keep doing this, and so on and so forth. So there are 20 blocks hidden around this village. I have implemented a warning system to stop students running off into the distance. If you choose to ignore that warning, you get a second warning, and then if you keep walking, the mission fails and you go back. And there we go, mission failed, loading last checkpoint. So I end up back here, and that didn't reset again properly. I need to fix that as well. But basically, yes, so now if I go function debug, it tells me that I got 21, I've done 6 there, don't care about that. Got 5 out of 5. And I only have the 1 tag. That's good. That removes the warn tags. Anyway, I will resolve to fix that, but basically that's it. That's the expected behavior at the moment. When you finish the mission, the map stops. There's nothing more there yet. It will happen, it's just not there yet. I want your feedback on what we have. If at any stage you want to start again, a function reset will take you back to exactly the start and start the whole narrative process again. Okay, so pretty much what I do is function reset, save and exit. Okay, and that's how I send the map to you. So I will actually export this map right now. Has it gone down? Yeah, it goes down to about 12 meg when you do that. Export 0.5. Alright, so function debug if you come across an issue, function reset to restart and see if you can replicate the issue if you want to, otherwise leave that to me. Other than that, have fun, explore it. I think it's fairly break-proof bar what I've just found there, but the more we play it with people, the better off we're going to be. So thank you very much, and I shall chat to you soon. Bye.